Hey everyone, welcome back. I still remember the way the doorknob felt in my hand that night. Cold, metallic, heavier than it should have been. It was supposed to be an ordinary Thursday. I'd left work early, picked up Emily's favorite Thai takeout, and even bought a bottle of the Merlot she liked. I had no idea that in a few seconds, my entire life would split into a before and an after. The moment the door opened, everything normal about my world collapsed. The living room lights were dim, but the sounds, those awful guttural sounds, echoed from the bedroom down the hall. I froze, takeout bag hanging from my hand, heart pounding like a war drum in my chest. First I thought maybe she was watching something. But then I heard her voice. Her voice, moaning, gasping, pleading for more. No. My legs moved before my brain could stop them. I walked down the hallway, each step heavier than the last. The door was ajar, just enough to give me a sliver of sight I'll never be able to erase. 3 men, 3 strangers, surrounding her. My wife. The woman I had promised to love, cherish, protect. She was beneath them, lost in something feral, unrecognizable. And when her eyes caught mine, just for a fraction of a second, she didn't scream, didn't flinch. A smirk. That smirk broke me more than the act itself. I dropped the food. The bottle of wine shattered. I don't even remember leaving the apartment, only the sound of glass crunching under my shoes as I stumbled out into the night. I spent the next few hours driving aimlessly, the city lights blurring into meaningless streaks. My mind was a storm. How long? Why? Who were they? I thought back on every late night at work she'd claimed, every mysterious girls' night, every shift in her tone when she talked to me these past few months. The puzzle pieces started to arrange themselves, and the picture they formed was hideous. Around midnight my phone buzzed. Emily. We need to talk. Come home. I stared at the message until the screen dimmed. Not a word of apology. Not a hint of remorse. Just a demand. When I finally returned, the men were gone. She was sitting on the couch, wrapped in a robe, looking like she had just finished a workout. Hair damp, cheeks flushed, eyes cold. You weren't supposed to come home early, she said. That was her first sentence. Not, I'm sorry. Not, let me explain. Just that. Who were they? My voice was hoarse, barely above a whisper. I shrugged. Does it matter? You've been distant for months. I needed something else. Something else. 3 men, Emily. My voice cracked, half rage, half heartbreak. She rolled her eyes like I was being dramatic. It's not like it was the first time. It's been happening for weeks. Months, actually. Every afternoon when you're at work. They treat me how I want to be treated. I felt the floor tilt beneath me. You mean, you invited them here? Repeatedly. Yes. She said it with the same tone someone might use to confirm the weather. I wanted to scream, to break something, to shake her until her apathy cracked. But instead I just stood there, numb. Why? It was the only word I could manage. She sighed, as if I were the one being unreasonable. Because you're boring, Michael. Because you come home, eat dinner, ask about my day like some sitcom husband. You never take charge. You never make me feel alive. They do. Every word cut like a blade. Not because she was cruel, because she was so coldly honest. I didn't sleep that night. I packed a bag, left it by the door, and sat at the kitchen table watching the clock tick until dawn. She didn't come to bed. I heard her in the bedroom, on the phone, laughing softly with one of them, maybe arranging tomorrow's session like it was a hair appointment. By morning, something inside me had snapped into place. I realized I couldn't fix this. I couldn't compete with her hunger for chaos, for thrill, for degradation dressed up as liberation. But I also couldn't just walk away like a ghost and let her rewrite the story as if I had failed her. Over the next few days I became quiet, calculated. I didn't confront her again. What was the point? She paraded her betrayals openly now, coming home with their cologne still clinging to her skin. One evening, she didn't even bother to close the bedroom door. I walked past, holding my breath, hearing them inside. Her voice rising with the same mocking moans I used to think were real. That night I slept in the car. The neighbors started noticing. The landlord asked if everything was all right. My friends texted, confused why I hadn't been to poker night. I didn't tell them. Not yet. Shame is a heavy cloak. I started gathering evidence. Photos, videos, timestamps. Bank statements showing the hotel charges when they didn't use our place. I met with a lawyer, a sharp, gray-haired woman named Rebecca, who listened without flinching. She's not just cheating, I said. She's humiliating me. Rebecca nodded. And you're letting her. But not for much longer. We filed quietly, froze the joint accounts, changed the passwords. The lease was in my name, the savings in mine too. She had always trusted me with the finances. Irony's a cruel companion. The final act came one rainy Tuesday. I came home same as before, but this time with a calmness I didn't recognize. She was in the kitchen, scrolling her phone, wet hair dripping onto the tile. Alone for once. "Michael," she said without looking up. "You're home early again." I set the papers on the table. "We're done, Emily." She blinked. "What?" "I'm filing for divorce. The locks are changed tomorrow. You'll get served officially next week." Her phone slipped from her hand. For the first time in months, I saw her mask crack. "You can't do that. This is our home." "No," I said, my voice steady. "It was our home. Now it's the place where I watched my wife destroy us. I've already moved my savings. You'll leave with what you brought," which frankly wasn't much. Her mouth opened, closed. For a moment she looked like she might cry. But then the anger came, sharp and defensive. "You can't just abandon me. After everything I've done for you." I laughed, bitter and hollow. "Everything you've done to me, you mean?" The weeks that followed were war. She tried to spin the story, told her friends I was controlling, that I neglected her, that I had driven her to it. But the evidence spoke louder than her lies. Videos don't flinch under cross-examination. She lost the apartment. Her lovers vanished one by one once the drama became public. By the time the court finalized the divorce, she was living with a cousin 2 towns over, posting cryptic quotes about toxic men on social media. And me. I learned that betrayal doesn't just shatter trust, it rewires you. For a long time, I couldn't look at another woman without hearing her voice, that cruel little smirk when she said I was boring. I questioned everything. My worth, my masculinity, my ability to ever make someone happy. Therapy helped. So did time. And one evening, almost a year later, I found myself walking past a wine shop, staring at a bottle of Merlot. I didn't buy it. But I didn't flinch either. Sometimes people ask me what I'd do if she showed up again. Apologetic, broken, wanting another chance. The truth is, I don't know. Part of me wants her to see me now. Stronger, colder. No longer the man who begged for scraps of affection while she fed her appetites elsewhere. But another part. That part pities her. Because in chasing that wild, empty thrill, she lost something she'll never get back. Someone who would have loved her quietly, fiercely, faithfully. And I lost something too. My innocence. But not my future. Not anymore. This story isn't about revenge as much as it is about survival. About how betrayal doesn't always explode in a single moment. It seeps in, festers, makes you doubt the ground beneath your feet until you either break or you rebuild. And I chose to rebuild. The end.